Moderation is encouraged with this because Jupiter can make you feel like you can take on the world and say yes to everything. And this can also be a people-please-y spot where people will ask you things or ask of you, and you say yes because you want to give them safety and give them nourishment. And then later you're out. All of that energy, money, time, whatever it is. Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast, where practical spirituality meets real life. Hi, I'm your host, She Tells Story. I'm a psychic medium, grief support counselor, professional astrologer, and a human design reader, and of course, a law of attraction master coach. With my unique blend of spiritual and practical tools, I am here to help you align with your soul-led purpose and ignite a life that sets your soul on fire. In this podcast, we are going to explore the principles of energy, astrology, spirituality, and psychology to help you heal your grief and create an aligned life and business from the inside out. Whether you are looking to deepen your intuition, understand your cosmic design, or transform your business, this podcast is for you. Join me each week for insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories that will guide you on your journey to living your very best life. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at She Tells Story or wherever you listen to this podcast. Let's dive in and start this transformative journey together. Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast. Welcome to the Astro forecast for the week of August 11th through to the 17th. This is an exciting week, and it's a little bit gonna be, it's one of those weeks, So we start with the week with a third quarter phase of the moon in Pisces, and a Pisces moon is really beautiful. It's very intuitive. It's very creative. It's very nurturing. It just wants to kind of enjoy life and go with the flow. It's very compassionate, kind, and healing, but it's very permeable. It needs boundaries. Like this week is going to be a week where you're going to need to really understand what's your energy and what's not. That's what boundaries is, right? It's really about where do I end? Where do I begin? Where do you begin? Where do you end? So we want to really be aware of energy and our energy and what we're feeling from other people this week, because you're going to be super sensitive to it. Because we start out the week with a Mercury stationary direct. So what does that mean? It means that, when a pendulum, I'm going to use the analogy of a pendulum. When a pendulum is swinging and it's about to change directions, right, or it gets to its apex, it's now, kind of paused for a moment, stationary, we would call it, and then it goes direct. So it sort of will change directions. So that's what Mercury is relative to the Earth. It's going the same speed. So it was going slower than the Earth, and now it's starting to change momentum. It's starting to speed up. So at this moment in time, Mercury becomes very potent, and you're going to see lots of posts on social media saying Mercury retrograde is over, everything's gone, and it's not. It's really intense today. So pay attention to tech glitches, communication issues, not being heard, feeling like you're not being appreciated because that Leo energy, and we're also going to have delays. Things aren't going to go according to the way you want. I have been super feeling it during this Mercury retrograde of impatience. I have to constantly remind myself I am not on my timeline. I'm on the universe's timeline. I'm not on my timeline. I'm on the universe's timeline. Because when we are impatient, we are attaching to a timeline that doesn't belong to us. So this day is going to bring up some of those things for you. And it's going to heighten everything that you have been learning during the Mercury retrograde. So let's recap, shall we? What does Mercury retrograde mean? It means that the planet of communication, thought processing, of our connections, of the way that we coordinate is in a flux. It's going slower. It's time to review, reassess, realign. So the momentum is starting to change now, and it's going to come back in, but we're not going to really feel it back to its original speed and out of shadow until the 25th of August. Do you have to wait till the 25th of August? No, but I would say at least wait 4 days, 5 days kind of thing, because it's still sitting on the same degree of Leo. So how we use this retrograde period for personal development and riding the cycles, the flow of energy. So from July 18th to August 11th, Mercury was retrograde. So whatever you were doing before that period of time, which was prior to the shadow, which was June 30th to July 18th, is going to come up now for reassessment, reviewing, realigning. What do you want in life? Why are you thinking about this thing? Is this really the book you want to write? Is this the painting you want to make? Is this the voice that you want to have out into the world? Are you living your passion and purpose? What's holding you back? That's been really coming up for many people. What is holding you back? So now the retrograde period is completed, or completing, we would say. Now it's about integration. It's the lesson. What did you learn? And how are you now moving about the world with this new awareness, these new insights about yourself? So August 15th to the 25th is going to be sort of a test period, if you will, of did you learn the lesson? Are you moving forward with now this newfound passion and purpose and mission and all the Leo things about yourself? Are you commanding a room? Are you asking for what you desire? Are you letting people know that you feel unappreciated and you like to change the dynamic of this relationship? All those things came up, right? Did any of those come up for you during Leo season? It came up for my clients. Some of those things came up for me too. And this is the beauty of this. It's like we're not meant to be just in perpetual forward momentum. We are meant to slow down and tweak the things that aren't working for us, so then we can go in the direction that is true to us, not off path. So this is what this retrograde is asking of you. So what lessons are you learning about your voice and power? What have you learned since July 18th? That when the retrograde started, and have you owned something about yourself that you were previously resisting? Ooh, if you're doing the inner work, you're kind of going to answer some of those questions. And if you were avoiding, you're going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Go back and look at your calendar, look at your emails, look at your photos. What were you doing around those times? Right? That's a big one. That's a big one for this week. And then our next major aspect is a really lucky one. And it's on Tuesday, August 12th. And it's Venus, which is the planet of love, romance, creativity, self expression, and money, is coming to sit with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, optimism, and good luck, in Cancer, the sign of feminine, the home, safety, the things that make us feel good, safe about ourselves, connection, motherhood, the divine feminine, our intuition, emotions, all those lovely things. So this is a time when our intuition is going to be really, really heightened this week. It's also a time when we are really craving safety, and what we love and value is about things that connect us to our home, our inner wisdom, our inner sanctuary, if you will. And what does that look like? Now, Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So if you've been like doing your budgets and making sure you're doing wise things with your money, it's going to be good. If you've been spending, this is going to amplify that, right? If you're like, oh, I need a new couch and I need to do this and I need to do that. Again, Mercury is still stationary direct. It's not a time to make big purchases at this point in time. But Jupiter and Venus is going to make you want to buy all those things. And it's going to also make you want to love on everybody. That's not a bad thing, Boundaries. Remember that Pisces moon is asking you for some boundaries because it's feeling everybody's stuff. This could also be a way that you're spending money on all the people around you and being very lavish in your love and your, the way that you shower gifts on people. Shower your attention and love in a way that reciprocates back to you. Those people in your life that give to you as you give to them. Honor that, right? Do for them. Or if it's coming from your heart and you're just like, oh, I just feel this need to do this thing for somebody, I just need to do it. Just do it. But don't do it with expectation. That's where you're going to get a little bit, annoyed is the word, or frustrated that it's not being reciprocated back. Do it with love. Do it because you want to, but be careful where you're expecting something back. So this is one of the most beautiful and fortunate aspects of the month. Love, money, creativity, emotional nourishment are amplified. This is a perfect day to enjoy life, connect deeply with your loved ones, receive unexpected blessings, say yes to joy, generosity, emotional abundance, receive, receive, receive. If you have a hard time receiving, this is going to amplify that. Also, be careful not to spend too much or to consume too many things. You could be like, I need all the wine or all the cheese or all the cupcakes, or whatever, all the sex, whatever it is, just not too much. Moderation is encouraged with this because Jupiter can make you feel like you can take on the world and say yes to everything. And this can also be a people please-y spot where people will ask you things or ask of you and you say yes because you want to give them safety and give them nourishment. And then later you're out all of that energy, money, time, whatever it is. So, really being discerning with what you're giving out and does it feel aligned in your long-term goals, not just in this moment in time, right? Then the next major aspect is Thursday, August 14th, and it's Mercury in Leo. So now Mercury is slowly moving forward, little bit more momentum in Leo, and it's sextile Mars in Libra. This is a great aspect for courageous communication, inspiring ideas, especially in leadership and relationships. Your words carry passion and clarity now. Use them wisely. So, as Mercury is going direct and we are sort of in this momentum is starting to gain a bit. We're still in the dark time of the moon. We have the new moon happening on the 23rd, so we're not quite there yet. So it's not a time to start major projects or do anything that's really big. Again, no major purchases just yet, but it might be a good time to clean out the house. It might be a good time to start to make some phone calls or do fact finding. I know I've been talking about that for a couple weeks because it's just not the right time when Mercury's retrograde. There's still like nuggets of wisdom coming up now through this Mercury retrograde post shade, as we call it. And so this is a time to really just be aware of what's coming into your world. I would say after that new moon in Virgo on the next Saturday, it's going to be a time now of like, let's go. And Venus is going to move into Leo on the 25th. That's going to be a time of let's go. So, if you're kind of itching or you're feeling like, man, am my motivation going to come back? Is this laziness feeling like this is happening? Is it going to be my summer? No, it's not. It's just going to be for another week more, and then before you know it, we're going to be back into the grind of September and all the things. So take it easy. Be a little lazy, just enjoy this summer. If you want to drink a glass of wine on the patio, don't do that. If you want to have a cupcake on the lawn, go do that. Just know that this time is meant for you to take a bit of time out for you. It's not meant to be super productive. It's not a time that you're meant to go hard. If you're feeling that energy, then that's probably something in your own personal chart. Great, go do that, right? Listen to your own intuition. It's not about me telling you what to do. I'm just telling you the weather. You know what I mean? If you stay home, the weather might be super beautiful, in your home, or you might be somewhere else, it's okay. I'm just telling you the astro weather that's affecting the majority of this planet, the majority of the people. And if that's not affecting you, great. You know what? But you might notice when your boss is a little lazy or someone doesn't show up for work on Friday, you're like, oh, that's on Jupiter and Venus. That's on Tuesday, but it's going to be in effect for the week. So yeah, just noticing a little bit of laziness or people kind of taking off work early. You're like, that's Venus and Jupiter. I see it. I see it around me. Or miscommunications happening in your Zoom glitching out or your files have been erased. That's Mercury retrograde, stationary direct. These are explaining things. Like I tell you, when you have this experience or this knowledge under your belt, you have such a deeper awareness of what's happening because this energy is bombarding our planet and you're an energetic being having this human experience. You're going to have energy affect you. And if you don't think about it, in a very, I guess, energetic way, and you're just living in the matrix, the spirit, the mundane 3D world, you might think that something's wrong with you. And I'm here to say, you might have something wrong with you. I mean, you go check that out for sure if it's persisting past the transit. But this is more about just understanding the energy that's affecting all of us. You can't make this stuff up. My glitches on my computer has been like second to none during this Mercury retrograde. And this Leo aspect is a very prominent part of my chart. So I knew it was going to be, a nuisance for me. And Virgos are ruled by Mercury. So I knew that this was going to be a time that, probably not a time to be doing major launching or doing major tech stuff. This is a time really to go back and revise our systems. And that is what we've been doing. So when you take the advice from the astrology of what this energy is bringing to support and you do it, you just notice so much more energy freed up and your life getting easier. Like your life just gets easier. I think that's like when people are freaking out about stuff, I'm like, yeah, I foretold that, it's okay. We're just rolling along. It's patience is the key. Okay, I can't get on my computer. I'm trying my phone. If that doesn't work out, then I'll postpone it to another time. Like I do feel very fortunate that I'm not in a profession where people can die. I can take it easy. And I'm also a support and a cheerleader for people in many, many ways. So if I was a surgeon, I can see how, tools and things aren't working out or glitches or scheduling errors leading me to work, very, 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 very long hours. That sucks. Yes. And maybe you can build in some, rest periods in there, or maybe you can have an alternate, somebody on staff to support you. Like, there is strategies for all of this. So I hope you don't hear problem. I hope you hear opportunity, and I hope you then use that to create more space in your life and shore up any days that you feel that might be a little bit, in your own schedule. Use this to be forewarned as to be forearmed. You got the power. You got the power. All right. Wishing you a wonderful week ahead. I'll see you next week. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Story of Spirit podcast. I hope you have found inspiration, support, and practical insights to help you align with your soul-led purpose and live a life that sets your soul on fire. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and share it with a friend. Your support helps us to reach more listeners and continues to provide valuable content. I sincerely appreciate every share, and I know it is how most people find me. It is because caring people like you have shared me with them at the right and perfect time. For more resources, insights, and to connect with our community, please visit us at www.shetellstory.com and follow us on Instagram at shetellstory. Remember, your journey to a more aligned and vibrant life is just the beginning, and I am here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, stay aligned, stay inspired, and keep shining your beautiful light. This is Shetell Story, signing off from the Story of Spirit podcast. Here's the legalese that's required by our lawyers. This podcast and the YouTube channel represents the opinions of Shetell Story and her guests to the show. The content should not be taken as medical, psychological, or financial advice. This series is informational and entertainment purposes only. Because each person is so unique, please consult your healthcare professional, your mental health dream team, your financial advisor, or anyone else that's an expert in the field in where you are thinking of making big choices in your life.